Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Stupid is the Norm, the channel where we demonstrate how to become a millionaire in 10 years on minimum wage. And in this video I'm going to explain to you how you can replace your income in 10 years using the stock exchange. Now the reason I'm making this video today about the stock exchange in particular is because sometimes I get comments from people who say, Perry, you bang on too much about property investing on your channel, when property investing isn't everybody's bag, which is true. So to try and level things out a little bit, I'm going to explain to you how you can become wealthy, or at least replace your income in 10 years using the stock exchange. And the basis for the information I'm using here is a book that I've written. It's available free of charge on our website, stupidisthenorm.co.uk. It's a free ebook, download it there, and it's called How to Retire at 30. But the same information I'll use here to explain to you how it is you can replace your income in 10 years. Now the financial vehicle I'm going to use for our little thought experiment is the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is the United States version of our FTSE. It's an index that holds all the publicly limited companies available for you to invest in on our respective stock exchanges. So we're going to take the S&P 500, we're going to wrap it in an ISA so we don't pay any tax on it either. Now, since its inception, the S&P 500 has returned on average 9.8% per year. Now, that's not 9.8% every year, year on year on year. Sometimes it's 15%, sometimes it's 5%, sometimes it's minus 20%, other times it's greater than 30%, but on average it's 9.8%, and it's 9.8% per year compounding I'm going to use for the purpose of this experiment. So I'm going to take our imaginary guy, and let's say he's just leaving sixth form college, he's 18 years old, and he's going to work at McDonald's on minimum wage. Now, minimum wage in the UK in 2022 is £9.50 an hour. Now, for the purists amongst you who say that, well, Perry's 18 and he won't get £9.50 an hour, he'll get something like £6.80 an hour, that's fine, but it's more difficult to calculate using compound interest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the £9.50 minimum wage, but I'm going to assume that our young man over the next 12 years won't receive a pay rise, which he will do if he's working for McDonald's, because McDonald's not only pay above minimum wage, but you get regular incremental rises as you go through their system. Anyway, enough free advertising from McDonald's. Let's look at some numbers. So our guy here, he's 18 years old, he's getting minimum wage £9.50, working 40 hours a week. So for 40 hours a week, that will return him £300 per week. Sorry, £9.50 an hour at 40 hours is £300 per week. Over the year, that means it's 19,760 per annum. And if we do it monthly, it's 1,646 per month. Now, in case you're thinking, wow, Perry must be some kind of mathematical savant. How can he do those numbers in his head? Well, here's the trick. I wrote them down in the back of my hand. The wonders of television. So here's our man, new to the world of work, and he's making £1,646 a month, working 40 hours a week. And I'm going to ask him to take half of that, let's call it £800 a month, and invest it into our ETF S&P 500 ISA. And he's going to put £800 a month in there over 12 years. Now, I said at the beginning we're going to do it over 10 years, but this guy's got an extra 2 years because he's starting at 18. And of course, he is starting at a much lower wage than someone who comes in, it starts this process at 30 or 40 years old, because you'll be earning more money. So bear with me, it's over 12 years for this gentleman in particular. Now, some of you may already be saying, £800 a month, that's half his wages. You can't survive on half your wages. Well, first of all, I would say that I think that should be a target for everyone, for you to get your spending down to half your income. But it's particularly easy for him because at 18-year-old, he's probably still living with his mum and dad. And if he's living with his mum and dad, I can promise you, if you cast your own mind back, you will never have fewer bills and more disposable income than when you're living with your mum and dad. So he's going to put half his pay at £800 a month into his S&P 500 ISA. Now, to crunch these numbers in compound interest, you're going to need a calculator, or at least some sort of app. You can't do the mathematics in your head. It's really too complicated. And what I suggest you do is I go to thecalculatorsite.com, and you can download an app to your phone that does compound interest for you. So I've taken those numbers, the £800 a month at 9.8% over 12 years compounded, and it comes with out at a grand total over the 12 years of £218,051, which is a huge total given that he's only putting £800 a month in over those 12 years. Well, that's the beauty of compound interest. That's the magic of compound interest. And each year because he's getting 9.8% on that, that works out at 19,785 interest a month, which, just to remind you, because I wiped the board, his annual salary from McDonald's at 40 hours a week at £9.50 was 19,760. So his interest in the 12th year is the same as his pay annually, which means his interest can now replace his income and he can retire if he so chooses. Now our young man has some options, because he can if he wants. So we can see he can retire completely after 12 years, or he can go part-time, leave McDonald's and go part-time somewhere else, or stay at McDonald's and drop down to half-time just to give him something to do during the day, or he could give up work altogether and go and dedicate his life to a cause that turns him on. And that's the beauty of what happens when you're wealthy, is that it gives you options. Now, if you're watching my channel regularly, what you'll know is that I compress all these ideas down into 3 or 4 minutes, so you can read them whilst you're sat in the toilet. Other gurus might spread this information out into a full half hour or so, but I don't like to do that because I want to compress everything down and cut all the flim-flam out. But if you're sort of person that wants more details, then as I said, there's a free ebook on our website, stupidasthenorm.co.uk, and go down there, get it for nothing. It's called How to Retire at 30, and there's another book on there called The Only Guaranteed Way to Become Wealthy in the World, and that's there free of charge also. So if you haven't already got those books and you want more details on this, then go there and download those now. In the meantime, don't be stupid and don't be normal, guys.